It's time for Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Presented by Countywide Service Company. Now, here's Don Harris.
You are looking live at Gustafson Stadium on San Antonio's north side. The preseason is over, and now they all count. O'Connor and Warren both 0-0 as we start zone play on the north side. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. I'm Don Harris, along with Chuck McIntyre. And Chuck, Warren is 1-4. O'Connor is 4-1, but you can throw those out the window because they're both aught and aught.
You know, they got a little warm-up last week at their league play, but as you see, the zones are split in 28-6A. So, yes, we begin anew tonight. And so for Warren, you know, this is a chance to reshape what is your season at this point. They've got a young squad, and O'Connor coming off a really tough game last week against Taft that they were able to win.
O'Connor proving to be the real deal. They are ranked in the TNL top 10, and for them it all starts with their quarterback, Roel Sanchez.
Really good player, not the tallest kid on the planet, but my goodness, the one thing the coaches talked about him and raved about, one word to describe him, he's a winner. You see what he did last week. O'Connor was missing 4 or 5 starters last week. They really relied on this young man. He's a leader. He's won a lot of football games, and we're going to see a lot of him tonight, obviously, at the quarterback position.
They have some experience on defense as well. Last year, Blake Noah was first team all-district. He's getting some college looks.
He sure is. UIW amongst the teams looking at him, and O'Connor, if you notice tonight, you'll be able to see the size of these guys. They've got some big guys up front on both sides of the ball. Blake Noah is one of those disrupting factors on that side of the football for the Panthers.
As we said, Warren just 1-4, but they've got some explosive athletes, including wide receiver and defensive back Dennis Houston.
Yeah, and he's going to be playing in our All-Star game later this year, so he's one of the best senior players in the entire area. But good hands, speedy receiver. He's about 6'1", and what the coaches really like about him too is his leadership ability and his ability to bring along younger players, which there are a lot of on this team.
And if you like guys that fly around to the football, Jacob Vasquez is your guy, number 9, a returning first-team all-district performer.
And one of those guys on a football team that you love to have because his motor is off the charts. We are going to be seeing a lot of Jacob Vasquez because he just never stops.
You know what the best part of tonight is? It's cooling down. Let's go down to the sidelines. Mike Hernandez down for our ASCO game time weather. Mike?
Yeah, Ed, I tell you what, it's going to really feel like football weather. We kind of say it every week, but tonight the front came on through, so the winds have shifted out of the north, and that's going to be a factor all evening because they're going to be running 10, 15, 20 miles an hour. It's 80 degrees for the start of the game, but we're going to be in the upper 60s by the fourth quarter. Clear skies, and it's dry. Relative humidity is in the 20 and 30% as we go through the evening. So perfect night for football. So we'll be watching that. The other thing, guys, to watch, you were talking about O'Connor and how explosive they were. There are 2 wide receivers. They got Jonathan Tapia, who's all everything, and we're going to be hearing from him. He's number 1. He's a senior. But Jalen Hughes, last week, he had 5 touches, 3 of them for TDs. So I'm expecting a lot of fireworks on the field tonight.
All right, when we come back, we will have our Church's Chicken keys to the game, and we'll get ready to kick it off between O'Connor and Warren on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights.
Closed captioning of tonight's game is brought to you by Rodriguez Butcher Supply.
And we're back at Gustafson Stadium. It's O'Connor and Warren tonight on the CW35. Don Harris along with Chuck McIntyre. And right now, it's time for our Church's Chicken keys to the game. Chuck, first, the O'Connor Panthers.
Yeah, they want turnovers, Don, and they don't want to give the Warren Warriors any of their footballs. So that's first what they want to do. Secondly, they want to win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. And then lastly, there are going to be certain opportunities during the course of the game where this game's going to be won and lost, and they want to take advantage of those when they get them.
We asked David Molesky, who you guys focusing on tonight?
Well, it would be naive of me to say this guy or that guy because they've got weapons. They've got 2 quarterbacks that do things equally well, but they're also dynamic in their own right, and then they've got several receivers that are going to causes fits, and they rotate 3 running backs. So, you know, there's not one particular guy. We're going to have to be a sound from sideline to sideline and not give them an opportunity, not give them a cheap one-play touchdown.
Chuck, what are the keys for the Warren Warriors and Coach Brian Dowsett?
Well, you talked about their 1-4 start, Don, and honestly, turning the ball over has been a huge problem for the Warriors so far this season, so obviously they want to take care of the football as well. Secondly, no mental mistakes. That kind of goes along with the record as well, but again, this is a young team we're talking about. And then lastly, you know, a game like this where you're probably the underdog, if you're good and sound in special teams in the kicking game, you know, maybe you can keep this thing close and maybe steal one.
It's going to be fun. It's O'Connor and it's Warren. It's the beginning of zone play. Everybody has a clean slate as district play gets underway. We're glad you're with us. We'll kick it off and we'll get to our national anthem when we come back on Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back to Gustafson Stadium. We're about ready to get things underway here as we start zone play. The players have taken the field. The color guard marching their way toward midfield, and we will turn it over to the public address announcer here for Northside, Lou Caluza. Lou?
Color guard from the Texas 20,022nd Air Force Junior ROTC from Earl Warren High School. Commanding and carrying the American flag, Cadet Captain Liberty Gray. Carrying the Texas flag, Cadet First Lieutenant Nadine Villegas. The American Guard Cadet Airman First Class Salvador Gomez. The Texas Guard Cadet Senior Airman Berlin Talamantes. At this time, we ask you to please rise and remove your hats to honor America and the men and women serving in our armed forces throughout the world. Our national anthem this evening will be played by the Warren Warrior High School Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Raul Rodriguez.
Very nice job by the Warren Marching Band, our national anthem, and now it's almost time to get things underway as we take a look at these two teams. The last time they met, Chuck, O'Connor dominated 34-0. O'Connor has really turned themselves into a good football program under David Molesky. But Brian Dowsett's team's always scrappy, and we expect a good one here tonight.
Well, O'Connor has a veteran bunch, Don, as you know, and Coach Molesky's had some really good teams over the years. This team has a chance to be as good as any of them. Now, whether that happens or not, you know, if they stay healthy, are they going to put it all together? Obviously, that remains to be seen, but certainly they're off to a great start. You know, a play here or a play there, this team could be undefeated and maybe the #1 team in the entire area. We're with Steele with about 3 or 4 minutes left to go in that football game. A one-score game. It got a little loose from them there at the end, but it's a very fine football team we're going to be watching tonight.
Our visuals tonight, Charlie Wernette is the referee. He's joined by the Salinas family. Charlie Sr. is the umpire, and Charlie Jr. is the head linesman. Jeff Spence, Michael Wise, Brett Ullman, and Kevin Wilcox. Round out the crew tonight as you look at Brian Dowson, who led the 1995 Roosevelt Rough Riders to an undefeated season and a state championship, and David Molesky, who of course has a legendary father who coached in this town and also played for D.W. Rutledge and that Judson program back in the 80s. Our first half kickoff brought to you by America's Diamond Fine Jewelry for everyone. Michael Lissy will do the kickoff honors for the O'Connor Panthers. Back deep is Omar Fonseca, and he takes it at the 3-yard line. Fonseca's brought down right at about the 15-yard line, and that's where Warren will start at first. Gabe Diaz there to make the stop. Vincent James runs the offense for the Warriors. As you can see, he's thrown for over 500 yards on the season. 2 touchdowns, 3 picks, 1 touchdown throwing the football. And his favorite receivers, number 15, Dennis Houston, who we featured at the top of the broadcast. Devin Moore, Leo Williams are the backs. Fonseca also a favorite to get the football, as you see Devin Moore line up behind him here on 1st and 10. Here we go from Northside. Hand it right up the middle to Devin Moore, and he churns his way for about 5. Take a look at tonight's starting lineups. Lenny Dominguez, Rio Reyes, Edgar Rodriguez, Cody Lansford up front. We talked about the backs and receivers already. Williams and Fonseca, the running backs, and Houston Starks, the receivers. Noah Garcia, the tight end. 2nd down and 7 for Vincent James. This time it's a quarterback keep all the way, and it's a couple more, but the O'Connor defense, Chuck, all over the place. Ball's loose, but I believe they blew it dead. And O'Connor, we heard about that defense, and so far, even though they've given up some yards here, it'll be 3rd and 3. They do pursue the football.
And we're going to see 2 quarterbacks tonight, probably for Warren. They've been shuttling out both the seniors. Vincent James is getting the call tonight, the starter, and then we're going to see some Kyrie Johnson as well.
All right, 3rd down and 3. As James looks over the O'Connor defense, wants to throw, wants the slant, throws it over the top. His intended receiver was tripped. It's picked, and it's going the other way. Millard Bradford is brought down at the 10-yard line. Houston had a play on the football, but his feet got tangled up with the defense, and Millard Bradford was able to pick it off and take it back.
Well, that's exactly right. You know, good time in the pocket. The ball's in the air, and there, as you see, 2 guys just get tangled up, so the ball's in the air, and Bradford making a really nice ball play. Really nice return as well. Almost took it back to the house.
Thought we might see a flag for pass interference, but I guess they ruled it was incidental contact. O'Connor will take that. Here come the Panthers. Sanchez handing on 1st down. Brandon Bradford, the senior, picks up a couple. Jacob Vasquez, a 1st-team All-District free safety there to make the tackle. You see the stats for Roel Sanchez. He's thrown for almost 1,000 yards here through 5 games. Fakes the throw, hands up the middle, touchdown, O'Connor Panthers. Brandon Bradford on 2 plays, and just like that, O'Connor is out on front.
Well, you're giving these guys a short field, and you're really asking for a lot of trouble. Turnovers have really plagued Warren all season long. They kind of cleaned it up last week, but they were playing a very big Brennan school last week and came up on the short end of the stick there. But O'Connor working on a short field, boy, you don't want to see that if you're the Warren Warriors.
Turnovers lead to points, and it has led to 7 for the O'Connor Panthers. They jump on the Warren Warriors here at Gustafson Stadium. Welcome back to Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. As you saw right there, O'Connor, after a turnover and an interception, one of the Bradfords picked it up, picked it off. The other ran it in for the touchdown, and O'Connor leads after a 2-play, 11-yard drive that just took 27 seconds.
And for O'Connor, you know, they make no bones about it. It's not how you've been playing, but how you're playing right now. And Coach Molesky was telling me earlier this week, the kids were real not happy with how they played last week against Taft. They were missing 5 or 6 starters last week, but you know, O'Connor's not going to make any excuses. I mean, Taft gave them all they could handle last week, and I think in some regards they were kind of happy they were able to get out of there with a win. You know, they said they felt like they gave Taft, let them stick around and hang around, then all of a sudden the other team starts to believe they can win. So O'Connor really wanted to come out and make a statement tonight, and indeed they have.
Seems like we just did this. Lissy's kick, this time in the back of the end zone, and so we'll send it down to the sidelines and Mike Hernandez. Mike?
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm joined by Tony Dankowski from Countywide Services. How you doing, sir?
I'm fine. It's a great evening for football.
Isn't it?
It is.
I'm excited.
It is.
Yeah, just being out here, standing around. Thank
is.
you for coming out. Thank you for Countywide for being our presenting sponsor this year. We appreciate it.
Love to support the community in any way we can, and it's our pleasure to do this.
How long you been around?
Countywide's been in business for over 50 years, and it's one of the true American stories, which was started on the south side of San Antonio in a garage, and it has grown to what it is today.
I've been out there. I've done some stories with y'all, and y'all do some great work. You have some great people out there.
We've had people with us 25 years.
All right, well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you next week, okay?
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
Thanks, Mike. We certainly appreciate Countywide, and the Warren Warriors trying to get some yardage here, pick up 1 on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 9. They split Houston to the bottom of your screen. James in the shotgun looking his way. He's got it. Tried to get him in space, and Dennis Houston made the catch. Zaire Taylor got him right around the neck, and a nice takedown by Taylor.
Boy, you look at these two teams, Don, and the size from one to the other is just unbelievable.
Told you about Blake Noah up front, 56. Keep your eye on him. Stephen Charo and Corbin Green lead that linebacking core. And as you saw there, number 2, Zaire Taylor made the tackle there. 3rd down after a loss will be 3rd and 12 as James throws it out into the flat. Fonseca's got it. He's trying to get to the corner, won't. He's short of the 30 as Taylor on the other side of the field makes the tackle. Bradford there, the same kid who made the interception, also there, and it'll be 4th down, and the Warriors will have to kick it away.
Nice job there by Vincent James, recognizing the blitz, threw into the blitz, and just a better play by number 2 to get out there, out on the edge, and keep that thing from going for a 1st down.
All right, John Sarton's on to kick it away. Millard Bradford, who again is the kid who had the interception, stands back at his own 45-yard line to receive this. It's a kick right at him. He catches it in traffic. Lucky that didn't get it loose from him. It goes backwards about 5 yards, and that's where O'Connor will have it when we come back. Juan Gonzalez with the tackle there. The Panthers lead at 7-0, and they've got the football here on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. We're back at Gustafson Stadium where the O'Connor Panthers lead the Warren Warriors 7-0. David Molesky talking it over with his staff as his offense runs back on the field for their 2nd possession. We told you about their quarterback, Roel Sanchez. He's thrown for almost 1,000 yards as Warren shows blitz. Sanchez wants to throw over the middle, does, and it is caught. And going across the 45 down to about the 44 as McKeith Edmond, Antonio Reyes there to make the stop for the Warriors.
And you see one of the things that they really like about Roel is the fact that he's really got a short stroke throwing the football. He's got a very good arm. Got rid of it quickly, but this one's coming back for holding. But, you know, O'Connor is going to want to take advantage of the fact that there is a stiff breeze right at their back.
Had a hold on the play. back it up, and they'll have 1st and 20. Sanchez looks to his right, fires. It's caught by Bradford, playing both ways, safety and wide receiver. Josiah Gutierrez-Smith with the tackle. Look at that Warren defense. They're led by Brian Rojas up front, Antonio Reyes, and yes, no, I'm not going to attempt that name unless he makes a tackle and makes me say it. Bradford again, that time he just dropped it. Talking about Iva Lealao Matafao.
Yeah, what you said.
They've got one tougher than that on the roster too. They've got a couple of tough names there, including Jason's last name, which has 27 characters.
See about this young Warren defense, you know, Don, they're going to have at times 7 sophomores playing on that side of the football. Looking at a 3rd and long here. Let's see if they pin them back and go.
Inside little draw, and lots of room to run across the 40. A 1st down and more is Trey Patterson, the junior. Great play call by the O'Connor staff before John Dinsmore is there to take him down.
Well, you see, we talked about the youth, and then you gash him with a little trap back up the middle, and boy, that was a really nice play call. Nobody in the ballpark thought we were going to see a dive play or a little trap play running on 3rd and long.
That's a Braceland 1st down, a gain of 22 as Sanchez keeps it, and Sanchez hits the seam, cuts it back. Sanchez all the way down to the 10-yard line before Jacob Vasquez can bring him down, but a nice pickup by Roel Sanchez.
You can see all the different things that Roel Sanchez is going to bring at you. I mean, just a really good football player. He's built, he's sturdy. Looks like a speed bump. He's got some speed, he's got good arm. You know, the coaches talk about the fact that he's an unbelievable leader, and Coach Molesky says, I really like his blood pressure. You know, he never gets rattled.
Throws a slant there, it's caught short of the goal line. Trying to fight for it is Jonathan Tapia, and he's just short. And Vasquez makes the tackle, and Tapia is one of those guys that we haven't talked enough about tonight. He might be the best player on the field. He is an absolute superstar for these O'Connor Panthers.
Well, I can tell you he's the best baseball player on the field, that's for sure. Might be the best baseball player in the city.
Sanchez hands, fighting for the end zone is Bradford. Did he get there? He did. Touchdown, Brandon Bradford, his 2nd, and O'Connor has a chance to lead 14-0. Nothing fancy there. Really, Chuck, the key to that drive was the draw play on 3rd and long, and the staff did a great job with that call, and then Tapia and Sanchez did the rest.
Well, yeah, you got a really young team playing against a very big veteran squad, and you know, young teams, sometimes they just got to see it, you know. It got gashed on 3rd and long like that on a little run play, and you know, they'll be looking for that the next time. But you know, we're also looking at one of the best teams in the entire city too, in the O'Connor Panthers. And again, they were missing some guys last week and probably didn't play the way they wanted to, but boy, they've come out firing tonight.
Brandon Bradford's got both touchdowns. O'Connor has a 14-0 lead, and we're coming back on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back to Gus Stadium. O'Connor 14, Warren nothing. Let's go right down to the sidelines, and Mike Hernandez. Mike? Well, Mike's mic is not operating correctly, so we'll try to get that fixed, and then we'll head back down to Mike. Mike Lissy kicking off for the 3rd time tonight. Omar Fonseca and Dennis Houston back to receive. It's Fonseca at the goal line. He's bringing it out, and he's got some space. Fonseca breaks a tackle and is off to the races. Lissy there to make the tackle. The kicker hung in there and was the only guy that could stop it, and did right at midfield.
No flag down.
There is a flag. This might back it up some, but a nice return by Omar Fonseca, who's mad at himself. You know, you get
you get teased when the kicker brings you down.
Against the return, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Warren.
I don't think he has anything to be mad at himself about at all. I mean, that was a nifty return. I mean, he had to break 3 or 4 times. And
a good play by Lissy to make the tackle as well.
No doubt.
Let's head back down to the sidelines. I think Mike's got it worked out. Mike, you got to turn it on, right?
Yeah, it was on. Yeah, I was just noticing. Looks like that penalty was about 20 yards behind the play, so he was already well past it. Those are the ones that really hurt. I'm joined by O'Connor Band Director Roland Sandoval again. How are you doing, sir?
Just fine, thanks.
Hey, check this out. This is a good story. You've been doing this for 29 years?
29 years, yes, sir.
But he actually is the only band director that O'Connor has ever had. You actually start.
Well, I opened it with Wallace Deeroff.
Yeah.
19 years ago. So we've been there since the beginning.
So this is like, you guys have crafted it from the beginning.
Yes, yeah, from the ground up. We used to rehearse at Helotes Elementary, and finally the school opened, and we moved everything in. We've been there 19 years on a great adventure.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, congratulations for that. Real quick, what are you guys going to be doing? You got some fishy things going on.
Yeah, we're doing a show called The Living Sea. It's a show about an underwater adventure. So we're going to be portraying schools of fish and seaweed, and got great music that's traditionally water-based music. So it should be a fun night.
Sounds really intriguing. All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
I appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Mike. You're looking at Kyrie Johnson. He's the second quarterback we've seen here for Warren tonight, and he's played a lot this year. He's thrown for over 400 yards or plus, and on the season, he's scored 4 touchdowns on the season too. So they do use him quite a bit, and he's given them a little bit of a different look, as is Devin Moore, the running back, who's been in there for Fonseca at times. Fires out to the near side. He's got his receiver, Noah Garcia, on the catch, and he goes forward for a first down. And he was brought down by Aaron Dadsey, but not before he picks up another Braceland first down.
Oh, that was a heck of a play by Dadsey. He was getting blocked on the outside, blew up the guy that was trying to block him, and still made the play. But this is an interesting dynamic that Warren is dealing with. Coach Dowson said, hey, we got 2 quarterbacks, they're both seniors, and really neither guy has separated himself from the pack. So both of them are pushing each other, and therefore both of them have earned the right to play some.
All right, so Johnson run a little option, keeps. Nice gain of about 7. Miller Bradford there.
A little bit different feel to this offense with number 2 in there. It looks like they're doing a better job of just pounding up front and trying to get, those dirty yards, 3 and 4 yards.
Just giving him a little bit of a shot in the arm.
No
as you
doubt.
look at big number 77, Oscar Williams, in on that tackle as well. And Oscar's just a junior, and as you can see, he's got the size to play the nose. Johnson hands it off to Moore. He gets the line of scrimmage and maybe one more. So it's going to set up 3rd down and 3, as Donovan McKnight was there to make the tackle. Blake Noah also there, big number 56. And Oscar Williams subs out as Johnson gets the play call from Coach Brian Dowson. And big opportunity for the Warriors here on a 3rd down conversion attempt.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about this being a huge play early in the game, but obviously it is. I mean, you're giving up 2 quick scores, and you need a first down badly to keep this drive alive.
Flags fly. We've got procedure. It's going to be a false start.
False start, offense. Replay, 3rd down.
So you go from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8. You see how Brian Dowson feels about that. Those are drive killers if you're not able to convert on 3rd and 8 now, as we look at our UIW Smile Cam. Earn a degree of difference at the University of the Incarnate Word, bringing you Smile Cam. Change of formation, 3 wides now to the left side, including Houston and Starks and Leo Williams. Mishandled snap, but it may benefit as Johnson gets close to the stick.
I think he got it.
It is going to be close. He's got to get to the 44, and he looks like he's at about 45 and a half.
Man, that was just a tremendous individual effort. I mean, that snap was nowhere near him. He had to scoop it up like a shortstop, gather the football, then gather his wits about him, see who was in front of him, found a little crease, and yeah, they did mark him just a little bit short, but man, that was a super play, getting 7.5 yards on that carry.
All right, so we've got a 4th down and less than 1. Kyrie Johnson keeps again himself, and no question about the first down. That was good for more than 10, right at 9. And it's another Braceland first down for the Warren Warriors, and this Kyrie Johnson has really given some life to the Warren offense.
Had some good blocking up front there, especially on this drive. Lenny Dominguez and Rico Reyes on the left side. And over on the right side, Cody Lansford and Rudy Alamon, and then Edgar Rodriguez, the guy in the middle. So you can't do all this by himself. And, you know, if Warren is veteran at any spot on the football field, it is at the offensive line position.
Johnson throwing it out in the flat. It's caught. Moore's got it. Moore's got the corner. He's got the 30, and he's pushed out of bounds. Trayshawn Patterson there to bring him down.
Yeah, and there was a big hold over there on the right side, so it's going to be coming back.
Flag on the play.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Here it is. Ball gets flipped out to the right side, and then there you see it at the top of your screen. You just can't grab a hold of guys' jerseys like that and expect not to get caught. Officials saw that one all the way, and, you know, Brian Dowson's like, come on, guys. I mean, we're having a nice little drive here. We just can't keep shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, it's been 2 steps forward, 3 steps back for the Warren offense as Johnson asks for it right at the 50, keeps it himself again. He's really explosive right up the middle, and he gets about 8 of it back right there. He's going to set up 2nd down and long, about 13.
Yeah.
Austin Wynn there to make the tackle.
Yeah, Austin Wynn's a really fine football player, but Kyrie Johnson's explosive. He's also very, very patient and waits for things to develop before he makes his move and then picks up chunks.
The Warren Warriors have it. They've got 2nd and long, but they're on the move. That's the end of 1. O'Connor shutting out the Warriors at this point, but the Warriors are on the move when we come back on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. We're back at Gustafson Stadium where O'Connor leads Warren 14-0. It's the start of the 2nd quarter here at Gus. It's time to take a look at our 1st quarter highlights. Unfortunate turn of events right there as Houston, the receiver, fell down, and Millard Bradford returned an interception to set up O'Connor's first touchdown. Only took 2 plays. Brandon Bradford punched it in to make it 7-0, and he added to it with a 2nd touchdown a little later in the 1st quarter. Warren Warriors are now starting to move the football as they've made a change at quarterback, and Kyrie Johnson leading the way has them at midfield. And as we take a look at our first half stats, really it's not a game dominated by statistics because O'Connor didn't have a real long way to go. The turnover seems to be the big difference right now.
As it usually is in these football games. And also too, Don, I think, you know, we haven't really talked much about it, but I mean, there is a stiff breeze. If you're looking at your TV camera, or your TV picture, I should say, from left to right. So, you know, if you want to throw the football, obviously it's easier to throw with the wind at your back than into the wind. So we'll see if Warren can take advantage of that breeze now that they've had to change ends here at the change of the quarter.
Johnson rolling out, fires, caught. Down to the 30-yard line is Noah Garcia. Nice touch on the passing there by Johnson as Millard Bradford had the coverage. But after that penalty, Warren again has a manageable 3rd and 4. And they might be in 2-down territory anyway as the ball spotted just short of the 30.
Dowson was telling us earlier this week that Garcia was a kid that they really felt like they hadn't used enough of, so probably not a surprise that they went to him early in this game.
Low snap, Johnson keeps, has the first down and more. dives towards the 20 at about the 22-yard line, and Millard Bradford there to tackle him again.
Tell you what, every time this young man's got his hands on the football, something good's happening so far. And you called it, Don. I mean, he comes in and gives him an immediate shot on offense. A couple of 2-and-outs, or 3-and-outs, I should say, the first couple of drives. But even with the penalties, Warren is being able to use their athleticism and work the ball downfield as they try to answer back and cut the score in half.
That's the 11th play of this drive. It's good for a prompt to immediate care first down. And they look to keep the drive alive. Johnson, why not? Do it until they stop you. This time he picks up only about 4. Brian Reed there to make the tackle, but Brian Dowson been in this game a long time, and as long as you can get 4 yards, you're going to take it.
Yeah, got a little rhythm, a little bounce to their step right now. Things kind of going their way, and if they can get something good to happen on this drive, you know, let O'Connor know that they're going to be here for a while.
Second down inside the Vantage College red zone. Johnson fires, and he was looking out there for Leo Williams, and Leo had 2 Panthers surrounding him, and maybe a little miscommunication. As you can see, Leo may have been supposed to run the slant there. A little bit of a miscommunication, and they're sorting it all out, but it also gives them a 3rd and 7 here.
Yeah, and you can see Leo's the kind of kid that, yeah, he's going to run the football, but they like to have him outside too to try to take advantage of his speed and see if they can get him the ball quickly in some space, and then after he catches the ball, see if he can do something with it.
Kyrie Johnson's a senior. He's thrown 4 touchdowns, but also 4 interceptions, and we've got another false start, and that 3rd and 7 is going to turn into 3rd and a lot more.
Offense remains.
Apologize for the short in the microphone of Charlie there. So 3rd down and 12.
And then you got a young team, Don. These are the kind of growing pains you have to kind of go through. I mean, Coach Dowson's really excited about some of the kids he's got coming up. I mean, he raves about his sophomore class and also the freshman class. Just got really good athletes. He said it might be the 2 best classes he's had.
Houston's got it on the slant, and Houston's got a 1st down. Corbin Green there to make the tackle, but a nice little dart by Johnson to his leading receiver.
They got 6 seniors on offense, and right now it's senioritis. Got all kinds of seniors doing stuff for the Warren Warriors on this particular drive, and as we talked about, Houston's going to be playing in our All-Star game later this year. He's one of those guys, you can't get the ball to him enough. He's got good size, really good speed, great hands, and obviously one of those kids that this entire team looks to lead it.
1st and goal from the 9 for the Warriors. Johnson throws it out there. Fonseca never could find the football as he turned over his left shoulder, but that ball was overthrown as Leo Williams was the intended receiver.
Yeah, it looked like there was some contact back there, but obviously that ball, I don't know if Paul Bunyan would have had a chance to catch that one. It was a little overthrown, but Warren doing a really nice job with the run and the pass on this drive, and the drive continues here on 2nd down.
We've seen a lot of Kyrie Johnson on the quarterback draws on this drive, and since he's come into the football game, he keeps there on the zone read and runs over a Panther defender inside the 5 down to the 4, and he's showing off not only his speed and ability to hit the hole, he showed off some strength there with the ability to run some people over.
And that'll get the attention of his teammates too. I mean, when you see your quarterback taking on guys, taking on linebackers and D linemen, that's going to get everybody else fired up.
3rd down and goal from the 5. He's got 3 wides to his right. And we're going to have a timeout called by the O'Connor defense. And in the meantime, let's send it down to Mike Hernandez, who's got a mic in one hand that now works and chicken in the other.
Life is good, guys. Life is good. Yeah. Victoria from Church's Chicken joins us. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Thank you, Church's, again, for supporting us like you all do. Hey, you know what I found out? I found out there's something actually older than me. In 1952, you said? That's when Church's started. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Church's is founded in San Antonio, across the street from the Alamo. And our founder's name is George Church. We've been cooking chicken a really long time.
So there really was a Mr. Church.
There really was a Mr. Church. Yeah, he's the one who founded us, and he started our wonderful brand.
Yes, he did. So I grew up eating it. So it was Dirt, Churches, and then me, in that order. Okay, hey, tell us what you got here real quick.
Okay, so I wanted to bring in our wonderful Oreo pie. It's
Yes.
$1.89 for this deliciousness. You need to try it after. And,
I'll force myself.
and I invite everyone to come out after the game. It's a great family meal. We have a 14-piece of our juicy legs and thighs for $13.99. And of course, our $4 big box. This is all the food you get for $4.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for the
much.
little story. I feel better. I don't feel so old anymore. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Mike. Big play here. 3rd and goal for the Warren offense. They run a man in motion. Kyrie Johnson fires and throws to him, but he short-hopped it. And that's one he wants back. Quentin Starks came all the way across the field and was open. And Johnson knows he just underthrew it.
Well, you'd like to have that one back, but the good news is that was one heck of a productive drive after you really hadn't gotten much on the first two. So, you know, if you're Warren, yeah, you got to come away with something, so I don't blame him for going for 3.
John Sarton in to kick a 22-yarder. He's kicked one from 25 this year. That's up, and it's good, and the Warriors are on the board. It's 14-3. Warren showing signs of life as John Sarton kicks the field goal, and we'll come back with more second quarter action here from Gustafson Stadium on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back to Gus Stadium. O'Connor over Warren, 14-3. 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. John Sarton's 22-yarder capped off a 16-play drive. Brian Dowson had to like the way that drive went for his ball club. Just missed on one play for making this a touchdown, but really a completely new spark and new energy with Kyrie Johnson out there.
Oh, and he did like it. You know, I'm sure he wanted to come away with 6 points on that particular possession, but after the drive was over, he went over there and applauded his entire offense was sitting on the bench. So, yeah, I mean, that's what you want. You know, you punched in the face early, but you know, how are you going to respond? And they responded in kind. They went down, had a long drive, and came away with some points.
You saw Miller Bradford back there to receive the kick, and it's going to go down through the back of the end zone, and O'Connor will have it. But first, let's go back down to the sidelines. More on the halftime show coming up. Here's Mike Hernandez.
All right, I'm joined by the assistant band director, Danny Asgari from Warren. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
All right. So here's what he's telling me. I said, what are you guys going to be doing at halftime? He goes, we got all this fire stuff.
Yeah, so the show is called Queen of Fire, and what we've done is our arranger has decided to use a bunch of tunes that all have the word fire in them. So we're having, we have some music from The Imitation Game, which is a movie. We have some music from a Russian composer named Shostakovich. So we're kind of going across many genres and just melting it together to make a show.
So the O'Connor Panthers band, their theme is underwater stuff.
Sure, yeah, so.
Got fire and water here?
Something like that.
How many years have you been doing this?
This is my 6th year here at Warren.
How you liking it?
Yeah, I love it.
It's a good program. I was listening to you guys play. You guys play a lot of music from my era, too.
Yeah, our band director likes to keep the crowd entertained, so that's the thing we do.
Yeah, my producer says from the 30s. No. Thanks, though.
Thank you.
All right, good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck. We look forward to hearing you. Funny guys. Okay, back to you guys.
Thanks, Mike. Brandon Bradford plunges forward for about 2. I would ask Chuck McIntyre the songs that he knows with the name Fire in them.
Look, dude, I got excited when he said there was going to be fire at halftime. I thought, man, we're going to see some pyro. It's going to be a Rammstein show. It's going to be all great. You know, they're going to be blowing stuff up, but
See, I was thinking
words
more,
aren't hurtful.
I was thinking more Ohio players and fire. As this one's fired out to the left side to Trey Patterson, who gets to the 40 to the 35, and that's going to move the chains. John Dinsmore there to push him out, but not before he gets another impromptu immediate care first down.
The old run pass option right there, and Roel taking it back, throwing it out quickly. We talked about it. What I like about him, Don, in his throwing motion is that he doesn't rear back and fire. It's short and it's out quickly, and he's got a darn good arm.
Little zone read handoff to Brandon Bradford, who keeps churning his legs forward for another first down. Caleb Williams on the tackle. I'll tell you what, we have said the name Bradford a lot tonight. Millard and Brandon both responsible. Brandon's responsible for 14 points, and Millard got him down there with that interception. And Millard's returning kicks. He's caught a ball on offense as a receiver, and he has made at least 5 tackles that I can count. So they hand it inside to across the 45, down near the 40 is Trey Patterson, who getting some tough yards up the middle. Jacob Vasquez, we told you he'd be all over the field. He made the tackle.
Yeah, they can come at you in so many different ways, and you know, this is another team that likes to spread the wealth, obviously, even running the football. Patterson has 244 yards rushing on the season and also has a receiving touchdown, so he can beat you that way too.
Sanchez doing a nice job to bring it down after he didn't see anything available. Goes across the 35, down to the 34. He's short of the first down. Caleb Williams again on the tackle, and that'll set up second down and about 3.
So you're getting ready for league play here, and obviously, you know, we talked about the Panthers and the Murderers Row schedule that they played in their non-district games. They had some guys missing last week, but they are at full strength on offense, and boys, it's showing tonight. You know, you want to be healthy when you're coming into these league games, and getting this first one will be huge for O'Connor, but I'll tell you what, they are slicing and dicing right now on offense.
Patterson, the junior, bowls away his way for another impromptu first down, and they are in rhythm, are the Panthers here on offense. Tapia's lined up on the bottom of your screen, soloed up there. He's a very dangerous target. Instead, they hand to Bradford, who's going around the right side. Gets to the corner. Bradford to the 10. Bradford for the end zone. Bradford, touchdown. Flags fly. I believe that's a face mask on the tackle, and it won't affect anything, but we'll see. Brandon Bradford showing some speed, hitting the crease and finding the pylon.
I tell you, it looks like there's Bradfords running around all over this field tonight. Like I'm watching an old episode of 8 is Enough.
That's the line of the year, Chuck. That great one. Oh, I remember that show.
Personal foul. The defense.
Something tells me you're the only guy in town laughing at it.
You know, that's the thing. I was thinking how funny that was, and then I went, I think there might be 5 people who got that. Everybody over the age of 50.
We've just been told that there were crickets in the truck, so that's good. It's beauty's in the eye of the beholder, bro.
Oh, the Van Patten crew. Oh, that's great. All right, O'Connor back out in front. 21-3 after Brandon Bradford's 3rd touchdown of the night. Panthers are rolling when we come back on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. If he looks tired, he should be. Brandon Bradford has 3 touchdowns tonight. All of O'Connor's scores, and his 28-yarder right there was speed and strength at the end to get the cone. It caps off a 7-play, 75-yard drive as the O'Connor offense put it in high gear. Even survived a face mask at the end of the play. But Chuck, I really liked how he hit the hole and then turned on another gear.
You know, they talked about all week that they really didn't feel like they took advantage of their opportunities last week when Taft presented them some, and boy, that has not been the case tonight. Man, O'Connor really looks the part, and a reason why they've been in our TNL poll all season long.
All right, so it's going to be a short field for Lissy's kick. Instead, he'll just do the onside squibber and give Warren pretty good field position at the 35. Mike Hernandez has licked the grease off his fingers and wiped his mouth after eating 4 pieces of Church's chicken.
It's only 3 and a biscuit, all right? All right, I'm on the sideline here. This is Riley Walker from San Antonio Sports, and of course you got the big All-Star game coming up, and this cheer challenge. Can you explain how that works?
Yeah, so essentially it's a chance for any cheer squad in San Antonio to cheer on national television and win $1,000. We're actually in the final 2 weeks of registration, so you can register online by going to sanantoniosports.org/cheer.
Okay. All right, and of course the big event is the All-Star game, and that is such a hoot to be a part of. Now, actually, before the game, you actually there's actually 3 All-Stars that are actually participating tonight, and tell us about that and then the game itself.
Yeah, so we just finalized our rosters on Tuesday, so I'm extremely excited to be out here. I mean, we have some great athletes here, a couple receivers and a lineman, and can't wait for them to play. The game is on January 7th, and tickets go on sale this Saturday, actually.
This Saturday, so all you have to do is wait. You can get there's actually 2 games, actually, right?
Oh, yes, back-to-back. You get the U.S. Army All-American Bowl, which is the best players in the nation, and then right after that, the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game, which is the best players in the city. Can't wait.
I had the pleasure to do that last year, and it was so much fun. All right, Riley, take care, stay with it, and try not to wear yourself out with all this All-Star stuff, okay?
I'll do my best.
All right, back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Mike. Those 3 players, Jonathan Tapia, number 1 for O'Connor, and Blake Noah, number 56 on that defense right there. And then also Warren's wide receiver, number 15, Dennis Houston, all part of that San Antonio Sports All-Star game. You can be a part of it. It's a double dip. We've got it for you on TV, too. NBC covers the All-American Bowl, and then we'll call the game right here on the CW35 of the San Antonio Sports All-Star game, brought to you by HEB. Johnson incomplete as he was looking for Leo Williams. That'll set up another 4th down, and this time Warren will have to punt it away.
Yeah, I thought the last time that Warren had to punt, they did a really good job, punting into this wind. So let's see if they can get one airborne and ride the currents that are going on right now, because it is windy down on the field, and Sarton did a nice job booting the ball the last time. He had to kick it into the wind.
Millard Bradford back to receive this one. But first, Warren's going to call a timeout. Got a little problem with the substitutions there. So they'll burn there first, and that'll give us time to look at the schedules coming up. Zone play starting tonight, so really, if you're Warren and you've had a tough start, this is a chance to kind of get a second win. If you're O'Connor and you're off to a 4-1 start and up 21-3, in your 6th game, you look at what's left, and it's Stevens and Jay, Clark, and then here in the zone play, we wait for week 11 to see who's going to get that playoff spot, and they reseed out of Zone A and Zone 1 and Zone 2.
There's so many great teams in this district, and really O'Connor obviously is probably going to be the class when it's all said and done, but Stevens has gotten better every week, and then you just never know. I mean, Taft gave O'Connor a fist fight last week. You see Jay and Clark and some of these other schools down here are hoping that they could come up and bloody somebody's nose and then maybe make it into that play-in game the last week of the season. But it's going to be a very interesting district to see who comes out of it at the end.
Brandeis is playing well.
Yeah,
we had Holmes this year. We'll have him again. Brennan, always tough. Turns this one over. Nice spiral kick that takes a wicked bounce. Nice booming kick for the Warren Warriors, and that'll back O'Connor all the way up to the 13.
Really nice job there.
Anytime it comes off the foot and it turns over like that, like it's a pass instead of a kick, it's what you want. As we look at what's coming up for our Cerritos halftime show, we'll hear from the O'Connor band and the Warren band. You'll get to vote for the band grant of those 2 schools. And then, of course, as always, we'll hear from Mike Hernandez and our Vulcan Materials Company Scholar Athletes of the Week. All that's coming up on the Cerritos Mexican Restaurant halftime show.
Looking forward to it. Said we haven't given enough love to Johnny Tapia. We're going to be seeing him at halftime too.
All around great Kittle reverse action here. Millard, Bradford's got it. Look at him dance away from people. Actually, that's Trey Patterson. I thought it was 5, it's 6. And Trey Patterson with some real escapability there.
Yeah, more moves than Allied Freight. Junk in his game.
We'll Little reverse instead of stringing it.
Missed one right there. Oh, look at that. The freaking Fred Astaire feet.
Side to side.
Yeah, nice work.
Tom Hanks on that big piano and big. Sanchez wants to go deep. He's got Tapia. He airs it out, and Tapia let up on the route a little bit at the 40-yard line. Jacob Vasquez was there covering it, and had Tapia stayed in his highest gear, I think he would have gotten to it, but he stutter stepped around the 45, 40-yard line, and that kept him from getting all the way down there.
We were talking about the stiff wind that O'Connor was going to have to see on this series, and if you're wondering about Roel Sanchez's arm strength, trust me, it's just fine. He just flipped it about 55 yards right into the teeth of it.
Sanchez keeps across the 35, across the 40. He's got the first down, and what a gutty, tough run before Jacob Vasquez brings him.
Yeah, just no hesitation. Drops back, takes the ball. Okay, that's not working over on the right side, and then, yeah, there's a little jitterbug in his step, too. And a way to finish that thing off. I mean, he is sturdy, Don. He's not tall, but man, I'll tell you what, he's thick below the waist and all the way down, and obviously you see the power.
Hands to Brandon Bradford. Aya Leala Matafao makes the tackle.
He sure did. It was a nice defensive play there. We talked about how good his brother was when he was here a couple of years ago. There's another one on the way.
Sets up second down and 9.
Look at the cushion they're giving Tapia at the bottom of the screen.
Sanchez looks away from him. Instead, he goes to Brandon Bradford, who punches it near midfield. He's going to be short of the first down. Jared Raggett there to make the tackle.
Tapia's going to go back and tell Roel, hey, bro. I had about a 20-yard dig, and I was wide open. And, of course, Roel's going to go, hey, man, I got a lot of things to look at right here, so I'll get you later.
Tapia is a special athlete, special student. You'll hear more about that at the half. He lines up at the very top of your screen here on 3rd down and 2. Patterson comes in motion to this side. It's a keep all the way for Sanchez, who's got room. Hurdles a man. Oh, my goodness. What a play. Benjamin Green there to make the stop, but not before Roel Sanchez did his best Ezekiel Elliott from the other night.
I was going to say Roel or Ronaldo Nehemiah.
Wow, very nice. Right over the top.
Yeah, got some air.
All-district player.
Tell you what, this kid's impressive. And it was funny talking to Coach Molesky. He goes, I like him because he's short like me.
He fires out in the flat. That one's caught to the 30. Down for near another first down is number 82, Nathan Barrage.
Yeah, we could go on and on about what this coaching staff thinks and Roel Sanchez. I mean, I talked earlier about Coach Molesky saying, I love his blood pressure because it's the exact opposite of mine. He never gets rattled, but he plays with such a confidence that it just rubs off on every guy around him.
Here's Sanchez again, up the middle. He's got room, he's got strength, and he gets all the way down to about the 3-yard line. Vasquez brings him down, but I tell you what, Sanchez is really feeling his oats now.
Yeah, he's getting up in there where he needs to be and finishing off these runs as well. So many ways he can beat you, and we're seeing it all in this drive.
First down and goal for the Panthers. They already lead 21-3. Looking to add to it here. It's Patterson in the backfield with Sanchez. They're going to run Sanchez straight left behind a wall of blockers. He leans for the goal line, still churning, and he's going to be stopped short. Nice job by the Warren defense to stop him, and it's Jacob Vasquez again.
Oh, he didn't get in, but at least they'll give him a chance to work on this clock. As you see, under 2 minutes to go and about to go under a minute. O'Connor won't be in much of a hurry, I think, to snap this football here on second down. If they don't get it, they can eat the rest of it. If they get the punch, it's still going to be tough for Warren to get the ball back and score themselves.
10th play of the drive, handoff, flag down.
False start, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
So that'll back him up. It'll be second down and goal as Sanchez handed it to Patterson, but there was a false start beforehand.
You know, we talked about how veteran this O'Connor team is and how big they are, but Don, you know, there were a lot of question marks I think they had up front, and they're kind of young up there and inexperienced, but Coach Molesky was saying that was probably the biggest thing that surprised him to this point is how quickly these guys have gelled and how well they've played. I mean, they didn't have a single senior on the line last week, and, again, he talked about, the teams that he's had before, and he makes no bones about it. We've had a lot of good players come through here and talked about how the community has obviously embraced what's going on with this football program, but in the final analysis, I think he knows he's got a special group here, and whether this team goes deep or not or wins a district or any of those things obviously remains to be seen, but I think he's really excited about what this squad, this particular group of kids can achieve if it puts its mind to it and really buys in, which they have so far.
Second down for Sanchez, who wants to throw. He's got his tight end running across. He's got him. It's caught. It's a touchdown for McKeith Edmond, who cleared out just north of the goal line and brings it in for 6.
Well, Roel using his legs a lot on this drive to move the chains, but really nice play there. Dropped back in the pocket, moved a little bit outside, rolled a little bit, and found his tight end wide open for a touchdown pass, and that was his first one of the game.
They'll try to make it 28-3. Will Michael Lissy? He does, and we'll head down to the sidelines to Mike Hernandez. Mike?
All right, I'm joined by Caitlin Munoz, our CW insider. How you doing?
I'm great. This breeze is awesome for
You liking this?
football.
That's
Oh,
fun.
yeah,
It's a-
big time.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. I mean, I had nothing to do with it. All right. Go ahead. So what you got here?
Okay, this is a Flash t-shirt, and if you're into it, you have to come to Comic-Con. And CW Crew, we're going to be giving away like VIP passes to go to Comic-Con, and you can get shirts and other cool giveaways like this. So CW Crew to 45203 to join.
Okay, and then you have another event?
And then if you want to see the Notre Dame Fighting Irish against the Army Black Knights, you can text Shamrock to that same number, 45203, to go to that game at the Alamo Dome next month. And last but not least, a Tobin Center party on the Plaza with Mix 96.1. We're teaming up. We're going to show the iHeart Music Festival next Friday, and I'm going to be there. Again, free stuff.
All right, great. Well, thank you. Got a lot on the menu, huh?
There's a lot going on.
All right, back to you guys.
Thanks, Mike. With all that, I know Chuck's number one pick. You're not going to go to the iHeart Radio thing, are you? That's not your genre.
No.
You would want to go to the Shamrock game, Notre Dame.
For sure, want to do that.
Yeah. Army and Notre Dame here.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
So you got to go to Comic-Con and get your free shirt, Chuck. But I know you're already a member of the CW Crew.
I am. I don't think I'm
joined up
eligible
last
to win,
year.
though, because I tried to finagle my way into that last year.
You
and I got
can't.
busted.
You're ineligible. You're ineligible. Looks like another pooch kick from Lissy coming to the 30. No fair catch, and nice payoff for the Warren Warriors, who get it across the 35 in time to take another look at Smile Cam. Warren still smiling even though they trail 28-3. The cheerleaders still working hard, trying to get those Warren Warrior fans fired up as we've got 17 seconds left here in the first half. On a night where we've seen a little bit of signs of life from that Warren offense, and they scored after a really long drive, just couldn't get the touchdown, settled for 3, but O'Connor's been very impressive on both sides of the football.
Indeed, they have. And, yeah, I mean, a play here and a play there, and maybe Warren has a couple more scores. But, again, you got a young team out here. It's trying to find its way, and, you've got to sometimes throw them to the wolves, so to speak. And I don't know. They've done a really good job at least moving the football. We'll see if they can get something here at the end.
Johnson fires out in the flat, caught. Across the 45, across the 50, it's Quentin Starks, who's one of the leading receivers for the Warriors.
Yeah, they've got really talented wide receivers, and I'll tell you what, Quentin Starks did a really nice job that time. Just individually, I mean, not only making the catch, but just battling to get out of bounds.
Wants to battle out of bounds to stop the clock and did a good job of that. Where are you guys going to be this weekend? You know where we're going to be? We're going to be in San Marcos. Chuck at his old stomping grounds, as we'll call the Cardinals and the Bobcats from Bobcat Stadium. It's live college football on the CW35. Saturday at 6:30. A chance to talk to the coaches this week from both schools, and it's going to be a fun college football game up in a really good atmosphere for it up at Texas State. At 33,000 last week for U of H.
And, you know, we think both those schools are in great hands with their coaches, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And I know the biggest decision I'm going to have to make is whether to eat at Grins before the ball game or at Herbert's Taco Hut. That's still up for debate there. Maybe both.
You know I don't. That's your stomping grounds as Kyrie Johnson takes off up the middle down to the 40. Juan Gonzalez making the tackle. So the restaurants that were open when you were a college student are still in business.
They're that good. And
That's
trust
impressive.
me, you know, it's funny because, you know, David Bailiff, also a big San Marcos guy, head coach at Rice, went to MacArthur High School. When he was down for his visit to San Antonio and he came to speak to us, he said, I couldn't decide, so I went to both.
That sounds like
That's
David
on man Bailiff, yep.
And then at Tip Top Cafe in San Antonio after that for dessert.
Yeah, he said he also had a meal in Austin, I believe, too. So it may have been 4 or 5 meals stretched into about a 90-minute period.
David Bailiff, one of the best. He's such a good guy, it almost pained me to see North Texas beat Rice in overtime last weekend, but it didn't. It almost did. Almost did. My Mean Green need a win anytime they can get one. Down to 2 ticks on the clock.
Time to press some beads, throw a Hail Mary, and see what happens, right?
Tell you what, you've got the wind at their back. So you may see him. He's got Houston, top of your screen, number 15, running out there near the 40. He's going to load up on that side of the football, on the left side, and if they can buy him enough time, we'll see if he can get it down there. Johnson avoids the tacklers. Now he crosses the line of scrimmage, so he's going to run out of options to throw it, gets out of bounds, and that'll do it at halftime. It's the O'Connor Panthers 28 and the Warren Warriors 3. Game dominated by the Bradfords of O'Connor. Great offensive job. And Mike Hernandez is going to run down Brian Dowson, who had some opportunities, but we'll see what he thinks about what his squad did here in the first half. Mike, all you.
I'm with Coach Dawson right now. What do you think of the first half? It's kind of hard to get stuff going this first half. It seems.
We can't give them any gifts there, and we did on that interception early. They're too good of offense to give them something that easy. But I'm really proud of how our offense has responded. Moved the ball up down the field a little bit. We just got to get stopped defensively.
John.
All right. Well, good luck in the second half. We're anxious to see what the adjustments are made. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mike. And when we come back, it'll be time for our Cerritos halftime show. We'll hear from both bands, and we'll have our Scholar Athletes of the Week. It's 28-3, O'Connor over Warren on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights.
Welcome to the Cerritos Mexican Restaurant halftime show.
Welcome back to Gustafson Stadium. O'Connor leads Warren 28-3. We're at the half. That means it's time for our Cerritos Restaurant halftime show. Let's go down to the field and hear from the O'Connor Panther Marching Band.
bring on the band. We're now proud to present the 2016-17 Panther Band.
All right,
Natalie! The leadership of assistant drum majors Brendan Fritter, Stephen Wee, and April Chisholm. And they are under the baton of head drum major Rebecca Altenberger. The color guard is under the field leadership of Captain Taylor Ritchie and Ariana Rivera. The twirler is Kenny Lockwood, and the featured twirler is Tammy Hatcher. Tonight, the band performs the opening 3 movements of their UIL competition show entitled The Living Sea. And now, from Columbus, Texas, the O'Connor High School Marching Band.
Very nice job by the O'Connor Panther Marching Band. If you'd like to vote for the Panther Band, for our North Carolina Furniture Direct in San Marcos band grant, just text band 11 to 45203. That's band 11 without any spaces. And for complete texting guidelines, you can go to the CW35.com.
Welcome to the Cerritos Mexican Restaurant Halftime Show.
Welcome back to the Cerritos Mexican Restaurant Halftime Show. It's time now for our Vulcan Material Company's Scholar Athletes of the Week. Here's Mike Hernandez.
This week's Scholar Athletes of the Week share more than just being given this honor. They actually played CYO baseball and basketball together when they were very young. First, let's meet O'Connor senior Jonathan Tapia. JT plays varsity football and baseball, and although he says he likes them both, he definitely has a favorite.
I love baseball. I've been playing it since I was T-ball, so like 5 years old, 4 years old. Started CYO and then Little League, and then from there on, travel ball. So I've loved it ever since.
And Jonathan is going to continue to get the chance to play baseball at the next level.
I'm going to UTSA to play baseball, so that's why I love the game of baseball. I'm going to play baseball in college.
He's carrying a 95.3 GPA, and like all of our Scholar athletes, he has his priorities straight.
I've been doing it since I was little, starting with baseball, then football. Go to practice after school, go hit the books, and just study from there on. Go out throughout the week, and I just study and do the best I can in school. School's first all the time, and then sports.
JT enjoys serving meals to the veterans and homeless at the downtown VFW when he can, and says his biggest influence has been his 96-year-old great-grandfather, who, by the way, played minor league baseball. Cody Lansford from Warren High School is the starting center for the Warriors football team.
Playing O-line, you gotta love the contact, and honestly, everybody that I talk to, me included, we all love the contact. We love going out there, hitting somebody, getting back up. There's no better feeling.
Cody can not only take it, but he can dish it out, too. He has a 98.5 GPA and has been a member of the National Honor Society since his junior year. And he's not taking the easy road when he goes to college, either.
I'm looking into mechanical engineering right now, and I'm applying at UT and UTSA, see where it goes from there.
And this hardworking young man also understands how important it is to give back to the community.
I think it's important because some people just don't have it as good as we do, and we need to go out there and we need to help them. We need to show them that through these times, we're still a community no matter where you are.
Cody attributes his success in the classroom and in life to a great support system that includes his parents, his brother and sister, and even his coaches. Congratulations to Cody and Jonathan, this week's Vulcan Materials Company Scholar Athletes of the Week.
Very nice, Mike. Appreciate it. Let's go down to the field now and hear from the Warren High School Marching Band.
Sebastian Valdez, Juan Garcia Jr., Ramiro Hernandez, Chris Gutierrez, Jack Knopfler, Javier Lopez, and Avisa de la Cerda. Boulevard captain is Delight Hernandez. Co-captain are Avisa de la Cerda and Lindsay Wells. Band member of the week is David Cody. Officer of the week is Austin Del Ol. Bartender of the week is Maria Bernal. Congratulations to the primary captain of the week. This year, the band is under the field direction of drum majors Mark Rogers, Joel Brittany, Julian Microfano, and Stephen Gray. This year's show is entitled The Queen of Fire. Tonight, the band will perform moves 2, 3, and 4 with solos by Natalie Marina, Austin De La Ol, Giovanni Arredondo, Sarah Flood, Miles Schmidt, Sebastian Valdez, and Anthony Chapa. Drumming. Is your band ready?
And if you'd like to vote for the Warren Warrior Band for the North Carolina Furniture Direct in San Marcos Band Grant, just text Band 12 to 45203. That's Band 12 with no spaces to 45203. Great job by both of the bands here tonight. It's 28-3, O'Connor at the half. We're getting ready for second half action on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights here on the CW35. Time for our first half highlights. O'Connor got this party started early as Millard Bradford had an interception that returned it deep into Warren territory. Brandon Bradford scored to make it 7-0, and O'Connor was off to the races. Bradford added a second touchdown that made it 14-0. Warren got a spark. Kyrie Johnson running quarterback. They drove it down the field and added a field goal to make it 14-3. And then it was more of the Bradfords. Brandon showing speed and strength to get the pylon. And O'Connor is in full control, 28-3. We'll be back with second half action as we'll get ready to kick it off here on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights when we come back.
Thanks for watching the Cerritos Mexican Restaurant Halftime Show. Stay tuned for the second half kickoff.
Oh, it's a fun night out here at Marvin Gustafson Stadium. Northside District. 0-0 coming in, zone play starting, and David Molesky hurrying up and getting ready because his O'Connor Panthers will have the ball to start the second half, and they lead Warren 28-3.
We said last week, Don, a little bit of a hiccup against Taft. They were able to win that game, but they weren't at their best. They were a little shorthanded, but they've really come out tonight and showed you why they're one of the best teams in the entire area.
John Sarton puts his foot into our America's Diamond second half kickoff, and he kicks it down to the Panthers, who will take over at the 15-yard line. And we'll send it down to the sidelines and Mike Hernandez.
Yeah, guys, I did get a chance to talk to head coach Molesky from the O'Connor Panthers, and he was very pleased. He said, yeah, he says, anytime you're ahead 28-3, that's a good deal. He said one thing they are going to try to clean up is the fact that the Warriors were able to move the ball effectively there on that one drive where they picked up the 3 points, and he says we're going to have some odds and ends there that we're going to have to deal with. He says, but other than that, they thought the first half went very well. They can hopefully open up the offense even more this second half.
All right. Warren will try to keep them from doing that as Sanchez throws to Patterson, who just quite can't handle it. Incomplete on first down, bring up second down and 10. And if they open up that offense anymore, we're going to see that guy right there throw the ball more than he did in the first half. He's got Bradford back there with him here, but Sanchez, very capable passer. Bradford tries to stretch it. Antonio Reyes read it the entire way and ran right with him down the sideline and down the line of scrimmage and made the tackle.
Yeah, both of these offensive lines are doing a really good job. I mean, obviously, both of these squads have done a nice job on the ground tonight, especially.
Sets up third and short, about third down and 3 for O'Connor as they signal in the offensive play. Jalen Hughes comes to this side along with Patterson. Sanchez throws instead over the middle. It's caught by his big tight end who has the first in. Keith Edmond already has a touchdown tonight. Jacob Vasquez there for the tackle.
Really nice play design on this one. Looks like everything is going to go to the left side. Instead, Keith just kind of sneaks down the middle of the field, and he's such a big target and such a hard guy to bring down. You can see why the Panthers like to go to him, especially on third downs.
That's a Braceland first down for the Panthers as Bradford has it again, and Bradford gets the corner, shows more speed, a big gainer all the way down inside Warren territory. And Chuck, he's a big kid. He's a big running back. We've seen his strength, but I've been real impressed with his burst.
Yeah, Ramirez 68 too, with a really nice block there right at the line of scrimmage. And yeah, he's got a low center of gravity and really sees the field very well. Very patient runner, waiting for things to develop, and then once he sees the box open up, man, he scoots right through there and does the damage.
Sanchez gives it to him again. Brandon Bradford, that time he's stuffed by Jason Coronado and could not quite sidestep him after a gain of about 3.
Yeah, Coronado, one of those sophomores that they really like. That was a great job by him. Again, able to sidestep his blocker and still come up and make the play. They've got a lot of youth on this side of the football, and of course it's going to show from time to time, but they really like the athletes that they have, and they're going to kind of wait for them to grow up a little bit, but they're getting a lot of game action early, and that's going to pay dividends in years to come.
Sanchez fires to the far sideline to Hughes. Hughes shows some speed inside the 25, near the 20-yard line. He's out at the 22. John Densmore finally brought him down, but you can see why they love Hughes' speed.
That, and you can see that O'Connor's going to make you defend the entire football field. You've seen him look left, gash you in the middle, get it right. They're moving the football around, and this offense looks like it cannot be stopped.
He was the 7th player on the O'Connor team to catch a pass tonight as Sanchez keeps on the quarterback draw, ducks down after he gets inside the Vantage College red zone. Jason Coronado there to tackle him. 7 receivers for Sanchez tonight, spreading the wealth around, and the O'Connor offense just moving it right down the field with precision.
Precision and tempo. Making it look a lot easier than it probably is.
2nd down and 1. Patterson's got it. He tries to fight forward for the first down. Mark him a little bit short. It's going to be close. Jared Reggette there with the tackle.
Really nice surge up front by Warren that time. Getting a good push and turning that 2nd and short into a 3rd and short.
They're going to measure. Seen officiating crews really cut down on this recently. They don't measure unless they absolutely have to.
Brian Rojas standing it up and waiting for his buddies to help make a play, and missed it by that much.
By that much. This is one of those things that I think with all the technology in football, that the chains is still the most arcane thing out there. You were talking about baseball. The strike zone technology might someday eliminate home plate umpires from calling balls and strikes. There's got to be laser microchip technology.
Sure, just set the grid up with it.
Here we go, 3rd and short. Sanchez keeps, 1st down and more. Inside the 5. Look at his strength as he pushes ahead towards the goal line.
Not done yet.
He might still get there. No signal.
He's like, look, I'm right here.
He's like, I'm on the other side of that white line. His knee may have gone down before he got there, but still, I mean, he was stopped short at the 5. And then just pure leg drive took him all the way. The ball crossed.
How about big 71 Logan Parr out there pulling? That is a large human being and just a freshman. Doing a nice job helping to open up that hole.
Sanchez is short. Bradford is not. He grinds across. Touchdown. Bradford's 4th of the game. Very impressive from Brandon Bradford.
Yeah, the entire offense really doing anything it wants right now, and Bradford has done a really nice job finishing off these drives. You get a little help from Roel, a little push in the back. That's just too much to handle.
Lissy's on to add the extra point. That'll make it 35-3, and O'Connor now in complete control as we tick inside of 8 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. You're watching Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights on the CW 35.
Closed captioning of tonight's game is brought to you by Rodriguez Butcher Supply.
Welcome back to Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Brandon Bradford is gassed again now after his 4th touchdown of the night. Took 10 plays, 86 yards. Took 3:11 off the clock, and the Panthers are in total control now as we have time to thank Monarch Trophy. I would think Brandon Bradford might be a candidate with his 4 touchdowns for our Player of the Game trophy. The trophies awarded tonight will be the winning team and the Player of the Game. They were custom designed by Monarch Trophy Studio. If you're looking for trophies, plaques, or custom engraving, call Monarch at 210-344-3777. Monarch Trophy, sponsor and good friend of Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights since our beginning.
8 years and counting.
Warren ready to receive this one at their 24-yard line and doing a nice job busting through the hole and getting down to the 40-yard line is Benjamin Green. Haven't called his name tonight, but what a nice job he did by hauling that one in and finding the seam.
Indeed, nice little foot in the ground and getting it upfield. I was thinking, man, really taking your life into your own hands, young man, but that's a football player right there trying to make a play for his team and gives them great field position to start their first drive.
All right, so the Warren Warriors will run out Kyrie Johnson again at quarterback here to start the second half. He really kind of gave their offense a boost when he came in the first half. He runs over a linebacker, picks up 5, maybe 6. Calvin Danzy makes the tackle. And you can tell this young man plays with a quick burst, a high motor, and he likes to carry the football. He throws it out in the flat. It's caught. Quentin Starks has it for a first down, a Braceland first down for the Warriors, who are on the move. Stephen Charo there to make the tackle along with Zaire Taylor.
And this might be a week-to-week thing, Don, with these Warren Warriors, because, you know, Coach Dowson was saying that Vincent James was starting to assert himself a little bit. They really liked where he was going, but, you know, after the first 2 drives, they've gone with Kyrie, and he's done a nice job too. So, you know, it might be one of those things where they ride the hot hand.
Kyrie down the sideline. Going up to that play, Johnson had 126 yards, and Warren combined, the rest of the team had 1. And after that play, it's more like 145.
Man, he's athletic, he's long, and, you know, he doesn't look like he's afraid to run the ball at all. I mean, he's like a running back there playing quarterback, but he's made some nice throws too.
Well, Opson pitch that time to Moore. Moore might score. Moore inside the 15, down to the 5-yard line. Zaire Taylor brought him down, but a nice run off the pitch by Devin Moore, the junior. And all of a sudden, the Warren Warriors have a little life.
Really nice run and great blocking downfield as well. It's some of those big linemen making some big plays for him down the field.
Got an O'Connor Panther down, and so will stop in the action as the Warren Warriors will take a knee, and as will the Panthers. We'll take a break. Hope he's okay. When we come back, O'Connor leads Warren 35-3, but the Warriors are moving the football.
Timeout on the field.
Welcome back to Gustafson Stadium. Don Harris, Chuck McGatinick, Mike Hernandez down on the sidelines with you on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. And the O'Connor Panthers lead the Warren Warriors 35-3 here with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. And Warren, to their credit, not giving up after falling behind by 32 points. They drive it right down the field. Kyrie Johnson pushes them right down the field, and really a good job by number 2 of putting them in scoring position. Moore with a big run there. Gets them right down to the 5. They have a false start, and that has been the Achilles heel for the Warren Warriors.
Penalty. First down.
In this ball game, Chuck, early in the game too, it's a drive killer. You got first and goal inside the 5-yard line, and now it's first and goal from the 10, and that just, as a coach, that'll drive you crazy.
Well, you were just giving kudos to Warren for not quitting, and obviously I'm with you on that, but I'm impressed Coach Molesky's not losing his intensity on the O'Connor sideline. He is reading the riot act to his defense. He is not at all thrilled with what's gone on this drive.
Johnson inside the 3, down to the 2. Millard Bradford there to make a tackle. Bradford's probably up there in double digits in tackles. He also had an interception tonight. And a reception.
Yeah, just doing a nice job blocking up front. I mean, a lot of these runs are going between the tackles.
2nd down and goal from the 2. Johnson keeps. Johnson short. But you got to like what Dowson is dialing up. It's worked all game long with this kid. He's been really 99.9% of your offense, and 15 carries for 104 yards on the night.
Trying to go hurry up here.
3rd and goal. Here he is again. This time he's going to throw it. He's got a man. It's caught. Touchdown Warriors. Noah Garcia puts Warren on the board for the first time tonight with a touchdown. And Johnson redeems himself for an earlier time when he had a chance to throw a touchdown pass and threw it a little short. This time he hits his tight end and pay dirt.
Again, Garcia was one of those guys that Dowson was telling us, man, we just have not gotten him the ball enough, and they've made a concerted effort to do that tonight. Really nice job by Kyrie there, taking care of the edge rusher, finding a throwing lane, giving Garcia a chance to score, which he did.
Warren is not going away quietly. Kyrie Johnson, the touchdown pass to Noah Garcia, makes it 35-10 with 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Little shots of the Warren Warriors pep rally this morning. Having a fun time over there. I know our morning shows are always out there every week and bringing you the pageantry of high school football. It's not just the football players, it's the bands and the spirit groups as well. Everybody having a great time, and I was really impressed with both bands tonight at halftime. Large numbers in those bands, and that adds to a really, really nice halftime show.
Our Coach Dowson was talking about one of the things that he wanted to really see improve this week was the blocking up front. He really wants them to be more consistent, and I think they've been pretty good tonight. You know, it's been tough running with these Panthers at times, but you're going up against a quality defensive front, and the guys up front are doing a really nice job. But, you know, to your point, Don, about, you know, showing everything that Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights is all about, I think that's what's really kind of cool about what we're able to do on the news side as well. You know, both on News 4 and on Fox News at 9 and in the morning shows. We can show these pep rallies and get to the coaches early in the week and really make a big deal and try to hype these games and talk about what these schools are all about, because it is more than just the games on Thursday. There's so many things going on, and, you know, of course, during football season, it's not too hard for both of these communities or any community that we feature on Thursday Night Lights to get excited and to get hyped about it. And it's kind of cool that we get a little show about, you know, get this chance to show a little of everything.
Yep, that was the vision of Dean Radliff from the beginning, and it's for the last 4 years, it's been our privilege to be a part of it. Started 8 years ago, and it's been something to admire for a TV station to, you know, take that financial risk to broadcast these games, and with the community service as the greater need and good. I know it's appreciated by a lot of the parents, and we've said many times, other than the announcers, this is pretty cool for these guys to be able to DVR this and keep it as kind of a video scrapbook.
Brandon Butler in at quarterback, 5 of 6 on the season with a touch, so when given the opportunity, he's been pretty effective as well.
He hands off to Trey Patterson. Jared Raquette there to make the tackle.
And just the consistency of this O'Connor program year in and year out. You know, it's always a roll of the dice when you get to the postseason to see who's going to do what, but you know, they've got great talent here, and, you know, Coach Molesky he's not one to beat his own chest, but gave kudos to the fact that they've got great players. They've got a consistent coaching staff, guys that have been on his staff for many, many years, and he feels like because they've got all these different things working that it's helped. But, it's one thing to get some talent, and obviously you never know what you're going to end up with on your campus. I mean, right now, look at Warren. I mean, they're so young, and they're kind of waiting for maybe a year or two from now. But, Molesky's done as good a job as anybody in town year in and year out winning football games.
Of course, his dad was Gary Molesky, the very successful coach of the Holmes Huskies in the early 80s when they had Jimmy Hawkins and battled with Churchill in the city championship game in back-to-back games. And then David himself played at that legendary Judson program for guys like Frank Arnold and D.W. Rutledge, and went on to play college ball as a linebacker at Texas A&I. So he has a great football lineage, and he's a no-nonsense coach, and his program is disciplined, and it's tough, and it's organized, and he's got good athletes over there at O'Connor as well.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about his dad. He's going into the Edgewood Hall of Fame on October 20th, and think about the guys that he's run around with, just from his dad and some of the things he picked up along the way. But playing for Frank Arnold back in the day and all these different guys, and it's really paying off for the O'Connor football program over the years.
Tapia's got it, and he breaks down at the 30. How about that for your early coaching influences? Frank Arnold's your head coach. D.W. Rutledge is your linebackers coach.
It's a pretty good start.
That's not bad at all.
It's good to see Johnny Tapia getting some action tonight. He's been slowed by a bum ankle, but I'll tell you what, Don, they really haven't had to put the ball in the air tonight, but this kid's one of the best weapons in the entire city. And I've always just amazed and been marveling about this kid as a football player. I mean, as a baseball player, but as a football player, he's really something special. Now the college scouts are starting to look at him as a football player too, so he may have some options. I know UTSA's excited about having him as a baseball player, but I'll tell you what, he's built like, he's sturdy, he's got big hands. I could talk all day about what kind of baseball player this guy is, but I'm really, really impressed with what he's able to do on the football field, too. I mean, he's one of those kids that can really stretch a field and a big play guy when given the opportunity, and he's going to be a force for this squad as they go forward.
Well, he made it kind of clear in that Mike Hernandez piece at halftime that he's all in for baseball. I don't know how much interest he has, as Patterson makes a really nice 360 spin move to buy about 5 more yards. But I don't know how much interest he has playing football at the next level when you hear the passion that he has for baseball.
As we take a look at another great run by O'Connor. That's been kind of the theme for the night. Really haven't had to put the ball much up in the air because they've been so successful running the ball. Well, I'll tell you what, UTSA has got themselves a good one. If he ultimately ends up there and doesn't do football, or who knows.
Hughes down the sideline. Touchdown O'Connor. Jalen Hughes just tight-roped the sidelines. And he's put the O'Connor Panthers over 40 for the night. Wow, speed and vision and agility to get behind that blocker. Nice block, and then he just stays in bounds all the way to the goal line. Nice job by Hughes, as Lissy will add the extra point to try to make it 42-10, and that's exactly what he does. It's all O'Connor Panthers here at Gustafson Stadium tonight. Even with a backup quarterback, they just keep running athletes out there, and O'Connor in full control.
Well, Hughes only touched the ball 5 times last week and scored on 3 of them, so they've got big players and big playmakers all up and down this lineup.
O'Connor's rolling on Thursday Night Lights.
Who is Vulcan Materials Company? You see our trucks on roads all over San Antonio and the surrounding area. But what do we do? Well, our story began over 100 years ago, and today we are the nation's largest producer of aggregates. That's stone, sand, and gravel. Plus, we produce construction-based materials including asphalt and ready-mixed concrete. The state have to build the roads you travel, the schools your kids attend, and the homes you live in. Everywhere you look, you will see our footprint. Our story is one built on the talent, dedication, and performance of our employees. Hardworking San Antonians just like you. Our mission is to be responsible stewards with respect to the safety and environmental impact of our operations and products. In other words, we want to be your good neighbor, doing the right thing, the right way, all the time. The Vulcan way. Who are we? We're the ones helping to build a rock-solid future in San Antonio. Vulcan Materials Company, proud sponsor of Thursday Night Lights and Scholar Athletes.
And we always thank Vulcan Materials Company. They've been with us for a long time here on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. As the Panthers go 9 plays, 75 yards, and Hughes took it 18 yards for the last touchdown. Warren will have it. And they'll have it across the 30-yard line as Benjamin Green again doing a nice job.
Yeah, still fighting.
Kyrie Johnson again come out here at quarterback.
It's got to be pretty comforting, too, for Coach Molesky. I mean, you take your starter out, you let Brandon Butler come in the football game. Only 1 incomplete on the year. Didn't have any incompletes on that series. Took him right down the field and got him another punch. And you just never know when you're going to have to plug somebody back in. I mean, that's what Coach Molesky was talking about. You know, our goal is to win, and we want to be healthy, you know, going forward as much as we can. But, you know, it's cool, too, when they can get some guys in and get them some snaps.
Houston's got it on the slant. Nice pickup down to the 40. That'll move the sticks. A nice first down strike from Kyrie Johnson. Millard Bradford again there to make the tackle. Another completion for Johnson. That time to Noah Garcia. Man, he hit for the touchdown earlier. Aaron Dadsey on the tackle brings up second down and about 3.
Garcia, another big target. It seems like every team has got a huge playmaking tight end that we've seen so far this year.
Don't forget to register for the San Antonio Sports All-Star Cheer Challenge. Go to CW35.com for the info. Johnson fires, got a man wide open. It's Houston. He gets a block. Houston showing speed. Houston down to the 20-yard line. Great block after the catch. Corbin Green finally brings him down. But a nice job by that Warren offense to make it happen.
I was more impressed with the throw, tell you the truth. I mean, I thought Kyrie did a really nice job. He dropped back. He looked at 2 or 3 receivers before he finally found the guy he was looking for wide open in the soft spot. And, you know, really nice pocket presence and poise delivering that football.
Felipe Gomez brings Johnson down after a gain of only 1. You see his numbers on the night.
Yeah, I mean, you know, by most accounts, Vincent James was probably the better of the 2 throwers, but hey, 10 of 14 ain't nothing to sneeze at, bro.
That's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. They did not get the snap off in time. Johnson's wondering if they maybe had a false start. They did not. It's just the end of the clock and into the 3rd quarter, but not the end of the Warren Warriors as they continue to drive the football inside our Vantage College red zone. When we come back, they'll try to make it 42-17. Johnson's got them on the move as we go to the 4th quarter. Welcome back to Gustafson Stadium. Kyrie Johnson has the Warren Warriors on the move. It's 42-10 as we start the 4th quarter. I was talking to one of the Northside board members tonight. They love having us out here on Thursday Night Lights, and you saw those band members having a great time. Kids got to go to school tomorrow, but they like being the focus of these football games on Thursday nights, and their athletic director, Stan Lang, doing a great job of helping us schedule these ball games. As Blake Noah falls on that football, but it was well after Johnson was down.
It looked like Kyrie had a hard time ball may have slipped in his hand as he dropped back on that, and it kind of threw off the rhythm of the play.
3rd down and 15. As Warren's gone backwards after having 1st and goal at the 5. It's Johnson keeping, Johnson fighting. He's down to the 20. He'll be short. And there's really no decision here. If you're Brian Dowson, you're down 42-10. Just go for it. Roll the bones. 4th and 10. Go quick. We're going with tempo. 3 receivers to the right, including Starks and Houston wide. Garcia, the tight end, tight on the left, on the right side. Fires the slant to Houston. It's behind him. He caught it. Wow. And it's a 1st down for Warren. What a great catch. Couldn't really tell if he got it or not from my vantage point, but what a fantastic play.
Oh, I mean, in traffic, it was behind him. He had a guy on top of him. He had a guy underneath. That was just a super play. Been the catch of the night for sure.
Prompt to emergency care 1st down, and he's looking to the corner. Is Johnson. He's got a man. It's caught, and it's a touchdown for the Warren Warriors. Noah Garcia on the receiving end of another touchdown pass, and Warren's not out of it yet.
No, he had 1 touchdown catch coming into this game, and he's got 2 in this half. Again, just using his size and athleticism, used his body to create just a little bit of space there. Strong hands on the other end to haul it in.
Sarton's kick, snap was high, but it's down, and it hits the goal post and bounces back at us, so it's 42-16. It'll stay that way here on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. Big night for those two, Kyrie Johnson and Noah Garcia. Really sparked this Warren offense here in the 2nd half. That last drive, 8 plays, 70 yards. And Garcia's 2nd touchdown of the night. And Brian Dowson may have found himself quite a quarterback in this young man who came in the 2nd quarter and really has given life to the Warren offense, even though they're a bit overmatched against a very good O'Connor football team that's trying to go to 5-1 tonight and is highly ranked in our TNL top 10. But the Warren Warriors may find something else to build on tonight, even if they don't win this football game. They're not out of it completely yet. Try to make a play there on special teams. Nice job of Jalen Hughes to get down there. Dexter Crane. Roel Sanchez was there to catch the kick. Actually, it was Ryan Huerta. Sanchez came out of the ball game, and we saw the backup, Brandon Butler. Here he comes again. Junior, tall, good size.
Yeah, good arm too. I was watching him down on the field before the game. I was impressed with a lot of these guys down there throwing the football for O'Connor. They had 3 or 4 guys that were down there chucking it and making it look easy.
Last 6 possessions for O'Connor, 6 touchdowns. They're not messing around.
Yeah, a late substitution there.
Of the half.
And we'll take this break with them as David Molesky, always trying to find ways to fix things and improve it. Going pretty well for his squad right now, 42-16. Welcome back to Gustafson Stadium. O'Connor leads Warren 42-16. We've got time to tell you about the TNL Band Grant. Have you voted yet for your favorite band performance of the season? We're going to have a $2,500 TNL Band Grant awarded to the top band performance of the year. It's all based on your votes, this year's Band Grant, presented by North Carolina Furniture Direct. If you like the O'Connor Band tonight, text Band 11 to 45203. If you like Warren, it's Band 12 to 45203. And if you have any more questions, you can go to the CW35.com for all the voting details. Brought to you by North Carolina Furniture Direct in San Marcos. O'Connor's got it with 1st and 10. Butler hands off to Patterson. He gets about 3. If you're the O'Connor Panthers, you're going to run clock with a lead like this, but you never know. One more touchdown from Warren might really spark their interest in trying to get right back in this thing.
Yeah, and kids are still hitting each other down there. I mean, Brandon Brown, number 75, the sophomore. I mean, these guys are really mixing it up down there.
Jacob Vasquez, the free safety, is in on just about every tackle. That kid's all over the place. Turn and hand to Patterson. He's got speed. He's got the corner. Gets to the 40 and just runs out of bounds, but not before he has a giant gainer all the way down to the 45-yard line or so.
Boy, they've had a lot of success running that play all night long. I mean, just start it right, cut back left, and then look at how well coached that young man is. The presence of mind to put the ball in his other hand and get out of bounds without taking any contact to fight another day.
25-yard pickup.
Just like that.
Another 1st down and another handoff. This time it's to Ryan Huerta. They list him as a quarterback on their roster and depth chart, but we're getting him some carries in there. He was in on that kick return and now as a running back.
Yeah, get a young man some varsity snaps. See what it's like playing in a football game and maybe wear some of the rust off when he gets his chance a little later on.
Going with a lot of the 2s and some of the 3s here is the O'Connor offense on 2nd down and 8. Hand it to him again. He fights for about 2. Got past the 45 with forward progress. It'll be 3rd down and that's 7. Joshua Creighton there on the tackle.
Really impressed with this O'Connor football team tonight. You know, last week I didn't really get a chance to see much of their game. I just saw the highlights and I kept thinking, wow, Taft really gave them a game last week. But as we said, you know, they've been battling a little bit of the injury bugs, as a lot of these teams have been doing. You get this late into the season, but
Butler keeps. Butler has the 1st down and a lot more. He's big and he's fast.
Yeah, nice patient running there, but I'll tell you what, they have really looked the part tonight. I mean, they're right back to where they were, you know, playing all those big boys during their non-district schedule. Just kind of picking his way and feeling his way, and as you said, yeah, he's a tall young man, and again, really he's done the most with his opportunities when given the chance.
That's a prompt to immediate care 1st down for the O'Connor Panthers. They lead 42-16. We tick near the 8-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. New set of backs for Butler as he hands to Huerta again. He picks up about 3 or 4. First team offensive line still in there, so the backs and receivers are the ones that they had in there, but now they sub the entire 2nd team offensive line in. The starters come out, and it looks like the entire offensive line for O'Connor just went on a crash diet and everybody lost about 30 pounds.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, they've really done the job tonight. And again, they were really youthful coming into this season, but they just reloaded O'Connor. That group, that particular unit did a fine job tonight. As we said, I mean, they got a freshman in their play, and he's played in every single game, started every single game, all 5 of them.
So in there now at offensive line is Jake Belmaris, Jackson Brooks, and Cameron Chavez, Noah Stout, and Alex Bram. And O'Connor is going to call a timeout because they're just trying to get these guys some experience and make sure they line up right and know how to do it all. And again, you're coaching for next week and you're coaching for the future when you're David Molesky in this situation. A lot of times you're coaching for next year too, as you're getting these young guys some experience. It's O'Connor 42, Warren 16. You're watching Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights.
Really sticks out of this one.
You're checking out our UIW Smile Cam. The University of the Incarnate Word, earn a degree of difference, presenting Smile Cam. And again, we've got UIW taking on Texas State this weekend on the CW35, 6:30. Join Chuck McTinnick, myself, and Hector Ledesma down on the sidelines. Looking forward to doing that. We've done UTSA football this year, and now we get a look at the other two teams in our area, UIW and Texas State. Looking forward to being up there in San Marcos. So Huerta picks up a loose football, and he's trying to get out of it, but nice job by Jason Coronado to sling him down. On a loss on the play, will bring up 4th down. What'd you say those two places were in San Marcos?
Herbert's Taco Hut.
Okay.
And Grins. Those were my two favorites back in the day. Still there.
They must be good.
They're good. That's
that was
right.
a long, long
Yes,
time
it
ago.
was. 1902. Back when it was Texas State Teachers College.
Normal school.
That's right. Me and Lyndon Baines used to bump into each other on the campus, on the hill.
Yeah, it's we joke about that. I went to the University of North Texas, and when I was there, it changed from North Texas State about my senior year to University of North Texas. But before that, it was North Texas State. Before that was North Texas College, and before that was North Texas Teachers College, and before that was North Texas Normal School. I'm not sure what that means, but
they put you in the class with all the slow kids, huh?
Normal school. That's what that's the truth in the 20s. North Texas Normal School. Hey, coming up after this ball game, it's the Flash and the Supernatural. I like that T-shirt that we showed earlier, CW35 crew. So stick around right here on the CW35 for much more great TV. The Flash and Supernatural. Coming up, more TNL the rest of the season. We got Brandeis and Marshall coming up next week, and then we're going to the Rock Pile 2 weeks in a row. Sam Houston and Highlands, Burbank and Brack, and then we'll be back in this neck of the woods, Napa the way, for Holmes and Taft. A little punt. It's going to get away from him right on the 1 or 2 yard line. Nice job, though, by Sanchez to pooch it down there. Any other time, you get that one dead right inside the 5.
That's one of those deals where you wish the ball was round. You wouldn't have that problem.
And you know what? That was the first punt of the game for the O'Connor Panthers. Chuck, we said earlier what you'd rather do. Well, here you go. You can't win because you're ineligible. But you at home can win a family 4-pack of tickets to Notre Dame and Army. It's the Shamrock Series coming to the Alamo Dome. Just text Shamrock to 45203, CW Crew. You might have a chance to win it. Vincent James back in at quarterback after we've seen Johnson most of the night. He throws a slant that's too far in front of Dennis Houston, just kind of led him too much. James started the game and win a couple of series, and then we saw Johnson most of the night. They're going back to James here.
Just to talk about that Notre Dame Army game for a second, you may want to hurry up and get your tickets. I just texted Rick Hill from the Alamo Bowl a little while ago, and it sounds like they're going pretty quick. I was trying to get the hookup, and he just kind of snickered at me and said, I don't even know who you are.
Irish have a lot of fans here in San Antonio. Felipe Gomez, the tackle there.
Yeah, and you know, you got Fort Sam here, so there's a huge Army contingent. Should be a good time.
Always is. They bring it here every once in a while. James floats that one. It's caught. With all the day to run is Leo Williams. Williams across the 40 and out of bounds right there. Nice job by the O'Connor defense to let up. Drew Taylor was looking at a late hit penalty, but let up. Saw a little bit of Williams's athletic ability there to grab it with one hand and then shows his speed.
Yeah, he had a big game last week too, so I know that we're looking to try to get him the ball more through the air. It just hasn't worked out a lot tonight, but nice job on the back end by Corbin Green coming all the way across the field. Took a nice angle to run him out of bounds.
Here's Fonseca down to the 21-yard line.
You can see they like to get a lot of guys involved with this running game, and Fonseca is one of those guys. Williams, and they're all good. They're all big, and
they all play a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys were starters when this game kicked off and then didn't play much of the game.
There's a nice ball.
Nice ball from James to the corner of the end zone. It's caught, and it's a touchdown to Dennis Houston, who's going to be playing in that San Antonio Sports All-Star game. And Dennis cuts the lead to 20 with a chance here to cut it to 19.
A nice job by Vincent James, too. You know, coming back in a little bit cold, but got that completion on the screen pass. Maybe that'll get him going here. That was a really nice ball. Stepping right into it, squared his shoulders, and got the easy touchdown on the other end.
Sarton will add the extra point, or try to. It is up, and it is good, and it is 42-23. Nice throw there by Vincent James, the senior. That's his third touchdown pass of the season. He's thrown for over 500 yards on the season. And you can tell, I know what you talked about earlier when you said that James seemed to be the better thrower of the two. Really like what Kyrie Johnson did with his feet.
Well, he made some nice throws too.
He absolutely did. Here's those kids that are going to the Alamo Dome on January 7th. We got the U.S. Army All-American Bowl, which is the best players in the country, and then the best players from San Antonio will square off in the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game presented by HEB. Dennis Houston is one of those guys.
And for good reason. You know, the coaches talked about, you know, his ability to run and catch and do all those kinds of things, but they really marveled about, you know, some of the intangible things. Good leader. It's such a young team over here at Warren right now, and you know, these are the kind of guys that you look to when you're a young guy. You know, how do they go about their business? How do they practice? You know, and Tapia the same way. You know, these guys, they compete hard. They don't like to lose a drill in practice, much less on a Thursday or Friday night. So, you know, it's kind of cool that we're getting to see a few of these guys, you know, not only play tonight, but also later, because, man, that All-Star game is a lot of fun. I mean, you got so many talented kids, and, you know, a lot of them have already committed, but there are some that, you know, may have fallen through the cracks. And I know, Don, we always think it's pretty cool, too, because there are college scouts there looking to fill out the rest of their roster, so it's a chance for some of these kids to make a name for himself one last time.
Absolutely. You have whistles and stoppage in play. They've had a timeout from O'Connor before.
Timeout, O'Connor. That's their final timeout of the half.
I told you at the top of the broadcast about the father-son combination that was on tonight's officiating crew. And what a great way to spend time together with your dad, right? So if you're interested in becoming an official, the Texas Association of Sports Officials can always use you. They're looking for officiating crews from across the state of Texas. They're all looking for help. So to become a football official, they provide the training and you just have to commit. For more information, looking to make a few extra bucks on the weekends and hang out with your dad who might want to be an official too, just go to saofficials.com and you'll learn more about the San Antonio chapter of the Texas Association of Sports Officials.
And I always thought I'd love to do it. As much as I complain about it, I should probably do it. If I had the time, I would. I wouldn't do football, obviously, but I would do baseball for sure. It might be kind of nice for me to see what it's like from the other side, because it's obviously not an easy job.
It's a lot harder than it
And these guys all do a great job, you know, dealing with being the enemy everywhere you go. And you're right, the money's not bad. Not bad at all.
All right, so Warren will look to onside kick here, or you'd think they would, but instead they kind of pooch it down there, and Hughes catches it inbounds and steps out at the 20. Would have been a penalty had he let it go. Which brings us to tonight's Uniform Czar segment, Chuck.
All right, let it rip.
I've always said for the last 5 or 6 years that the O'Connor Panthers have one of the best, if not the best, and cleanest uniform in San Antonio. They've gone with a new jersey look. The numerals now are just one color blue. I like it better when they outline it, when they outline their jersey number. But, and I really, quite honestly, their all white look is the best in town. But even with this Vegas gold pant that they have going tonight, it's still a very, very clean look. I love the helmet stripe down the middle gets an A+. The shoulder stripes get an A+. The whole Notre Dame blue-gold combination gets an A+. The pant stripe gets a B+ because it doesn't go all the way to the knee. I like to see the pant stripe go all the way down. But other than that, it's great. And the helmet, I would go with the Panther on both sides instead of the giant OC on one side and the helmet on the other. It's a little much, but it's really, really a good look.
I'm thinking the last 4:25 of this game can't come soon enough. When you're going there with all this.
I'm just telling you, there are some football fans like me that really, there's a whole segment on it on the ESPN.com.
All right. You know, I'm just happy when I can look across the field, and to me, I applaud both of these schools because we can see these numbers.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Okay, as for the Warren Warriors, really good look. Blue, I thought that purple and black is really good. I think they could use a little bit more white in the pant because the white in their jersey numeral really pops. It's kind of a TCU look, and TCU has a good uniform. They too have the same shoulder stripe. I wonder if because they play in the same district at Northside that the AD all orders the uniforms from the same company because it looks very similar. But they have their own individual font style of jersey number, which is kind of cool.
And this is getting really deep now.
See how that little...
That's right. Ariel bald.
It's not Times New Roman.
Look, man, I still have nightmares, and you know I love my Clark Cougars. But those white jerseys that they had with the gray numbers
those
a couple
of
years ago, dude, I was talking about kids that weren't even on the roster.
This is a good look. And I kind of even like their numeral styles here. That's not bad. Hey, it's time for our play of the night. It's the Night Office Solutions play of the night, brought to you by Night Office Solutions, which makes it the play of the night. Get it? And Chuck, I'll let you call this one, man. This was awesome.
Woo! That's all you need to know, bro. I mean, it's like, got a defender in front of me, and I'm not going through you. I'm going over you because I can.
Roel Sanchez with the really nice play as Warren throws it out into the flat for a first down. Is that Noah again? It is. He's got 2 touchdowns tonight.
Yeah,
Noah Garcia.
I mean, you know, so you see some things from Warren about, you know, they're going to be a tough out for somebody because they've got good skill people. You know, they just clean up some of these mistakes and grow up that defense a little bit. These guys are okay.
There's another pass out there to Garcia.
And that was one of the young men they really wanted to try to feature in this offense. And you can see why. He's a big guy. He's super reliable, runs good routes. He's got good hands. He's got outstanding hair. See, you're the uniform czar, and I'm the hair guy.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't very well be the hair guy, could I?
Well, me either. That's why I'm so envious. But yeah, because I like Kyrie Johnson's looks too. They both got, you know, the good stuff. The lettuce coming out of the back of the helmet. That's a good look.
James on 2nd and 5, 2:43 left. Fires out in the flat. We've got a defender over there guarding it nicely for O'Connor was Felipe Gomez, who had it red. Warren could go with a brighter W on the helmet. It blends in. It's hard to read. It's all the same color. Maybe a silver W would be really pop, almost like a metallic, like the Spurs metallic.
All right, we'll bring that up with Coach Dowson.
I'm sure he cares.
Hope he doesn't punch us.
Nice play by that young man. Tizak Marquez down the sidelines. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be in the greatest of moods after this one. Love Brian, known him for 25 years. Fantastic coach, doing much more than winning football games at Warren. He's one of those guys, again, that's changing lives and mentoring young people, and he does a fantastic job of that.
Yeah, Ben, I can't believe he's been at the school for all 15 years now.
James over the middle, off the hands of Quentin Starks, who had it in his sights. I'll never forget that game at Alamo Stadium against Flower Mound Marcus, and how Fox Sports Net and the Dallas media machine came down here thinking, why do we have to play a state championship game in the rock pile of all places when they were used to playing them at Texas Stadium? And Brian won a flip, home and home flip. He won the flip, he got Alamo Stadium. And the Dallas folks were still thinking that Marcus was just going to run over this rinky-dink team from San Antonio. And Brian Dowson's group at Roosevelt just put a whooping on the Marcus Marauders.
Yeah, I was there. That was a lot of fun. And then you look back and think, and they had some players on that
Two
squad,
NFL players.
Yep.
Dwayne Missouri, who played at Northwestern. And
Dallas Cowboys.
And the Dallas Cowboys. And Eric Flowers, as there's pass interference flags fly.
Yeah, Eric Flowers, you know, Don, I'll never forget that story too. You know, he went off to Arizona State. Everybody forgotten that he was from San Antonio, and we had a camera over at his house thinking he might go in the 3rd or 4th round of the draft, and lo and behold, he was a 1st-round pick by the Bills. I mean, we couldn't believe our good fortune.
Holding defense against an eligible receiver. 10 yards, automatic first down.
Of course, his son, this is how old we are, his son Dimitri is now playing at Oklahoma. Everybody knows that, played at Churchill. Speaking of the NFL, here's what's coming up this week. On Fox 29, we got the Carolina Panther taking on the Atlanta Falcons, and then the Cowboys at the Niners. Our Casey Kiernan making that road trip, and we'll have complete coverage for you on Max Sports and Sports Sunday.
Yeah, really good chance that Casey's going to be the only San Antonio reporter on that trip. So, you know, we don't like to take our foot off the gas when it comes to Dallas Cowboys football over here.
And then on Sunday Night Football on News 4, we got the Chiefs and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
But the Steelers looked so good to start the year, and then they came out and Philadelphia just wrecked them last week.
James fights for maybe one, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Is Juan Maldonado there to make the stop as we tick inside 2 minutes. David Molesky is going to run his record to 5-1, and O'Connor is going to have their sights squarely on a district championship now. Warren's focus will turn to trying to make the playoffs as they'll drop to 0-1 in district play.
Well, we know that O'Connor's probably going to be the class of their zone, but a little tip drill.
Ball was tipped, and Houston's athletic enough to bring that one in, keep his eyes on it, concentration.
But I think the rest of that zone, Don, is wide open, so still a lot to play for Warren. And you know they're not going to quit. I mean, Coach Dowson was talking about it. Yeah, we're young, but guys, just they play hard. They've all bought in. It's just a matter of, you know, seeing this stuff for the first time.
They're still playing here as James looks for Starks, can't quite find him. That'll take us down to 1:07 left. So you like to field kickoffs, do you, Chuck?
Oh, no. That's why I'm up here in the
booth. You might think about it here after our pick and pull collision of the game. This was earlier, and this was, you look up and, get out the way. Dexter Crane there to make the tackle on our pick and pull collision of the game. Turn it over on downs for the Warren Warriors, and so the Panthers will just run this out with a couple of plays. Jeremy Santos in at quarterback for O'Connor, and that'll pretty much do it. They'll snap it one more time, and the O'Connor Panthers will get out of here with a 42-23 victory boy, they've been impressive. They've done nothing but move up in the TNL top 10 pretty much all year long.
Yeah, and as we said, I mean, their one loss, they were right there with Steele with about 5 minutes left to go in the game, and that game got a little sideways there at the end, but they were pretty much punch for punch with those guys till the bitter end.
Well, we've seen tonight they've got the athletes, and they're very well coached and organized, disciplined. And
yeah, good skill people, good quarterback. You got great size up front, although youthful on the offensive side of the ball. And then on the defense, it's the same thing. I mean, their front seven is pretty stacked, and then you got some playmakers on the back end.
Not to mention the quality of their uniform. And hair.
Amen, brother.
42-23, the final here tonight. It's O'Connor over Warren. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll hand out our Monarch trophy to the team and our player of the game. Brian Dowson, David Molesky, great job, great program for both kids tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. We're not going anywhere. We're coming back on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights.
Welcome to the Church's Chicken postgame report, presented by Countywide Service Company.
The O'Connor Panthers are your victors tonight on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. We got some hardware to hand out. Let's not waste any time. Go right down to Mike Hernandez. Mike?
All right, guys, thanks a lot. I am here with the victorious O'Connor Panthers. I was telling them during the break that they have a very, very solid team offensively and defensively, got a lot of weapons, played solid, well coached. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to give out the MVP trophy first. Tonight, and there's a lot of guys to highlight, but tonight it's going to go to one of your running backs, Brandon Bradford. Congratulations. Thank you. All right, check this out. 10 rushes, 92 yards, 4 touchdowns. Every time you touched the ball, you were in the end zone.
I mean, it seemed like our offensive line, this is as much theirs as it is mine. They gave some huge holes tonight. The play calls were there, and every time I touched the ball, there was always somewhere to run.
I don't know, you got offensive line. You guys want the trophy or some cheeseburgers or pizza after the game?
So I'm gonna have to give them some cheeseburgers when we get back to school tomorrow. Yes, sir.
Okay, congratulations,
Thank you.
son. I appreciate it. Let's give you a hand. Give him a hand. Brandon. Coach, congratulations. 5-1 overall. And, of course, now you're 1-0 in district. How are you feeling?
It's a heck of a way to get started for sure, being 1-0 in district and especially playing these guys. And every ball game in Northside, it's always tough, and you can't ever assume anything. So it was a great effort on our kids' part tonight, and we're excited to be 1-0.
You know, off and on through the years, we've had you guys on, and I don't remember. You guys are always have a solid team, but you got some horses on this team.
Well, there's no question. We got some really good kids here, and we're really fortunate to have them, and they're great kids too on top of it most of the time. But, you know, we felt like we had a chance of having a good football team, and there's still a lot of football to be played. And, you know, there's things we got to get cleaned up that happened tonight. And you know, us coaches, we're never going to be satisfied. But no, being 1-0 in district and with the start that we've had this year, we're excited about it. But we also hoping and working on bigger and better things.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to step out of the way. I'm going to give you this. You can present it to your players. Ladies and gentlemen, your TNL winners for tonight with a 42-23 victory over the Warren Warriors. Your Panthers from O'Connor.
We'll run down the highlights when we come back. Thanks, Mike. Well, that's going to do it for Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights. O'Connor over Warren 42-23. But before we get out of here, let's show you how it all transpired. You saw our man of the night, Brandon Bradford, scored from a 5-yarder to make it 7-0. Then he had another one to make it 14-0 as they took total control. Saw a little bit of offense out of Warren when Kyrie Johnson comes in. And he threw a couple of touchdowns to Noah Garcia, which was a bright spot for the Warren Warriors. But Hughes tightrope the sideline late in the ball game And Warren was not going away as Garcia hauled in his second TD of the night. And then late in the game, for good measure, Houston scored a touchdown for Warren. But really, it was all O'Connor, all Brandon Bradford. And Chuck, this team is going to be one that I think we'll be seeing playing a couple of weeks deep at least into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends on their matchup and how healthy they are, but obviously O'Connor is one of the best teams in the entire area. There's no doubt, and we saw that on display tonight. But, you know, for Warren, look at the offensive numbers. They're pretty darn good. I mean, if they block like they did tonight, we talked about the level of skill that they have on the outside. They run the ball well. They got pretty good quarterback play tonight as well. If they can grow up that defense a little bit as the season goes along, you know, this is going to be one of those teams that I think that Warren's going to have a really decent chance to be one of those bottom-end teams to make the playoffs in Zone B if they keep going on their upward plane. But, you know, they got to clean up the penalties. We talked about the turnovers being a problem for them this year, but, you know, it's kind of indicative of a young team. You know, you've got one team that's very well coached and veteran on one side, and one that's young and, you know, maybe a year away from really wrecking damage in 28-6A. But I think we saw some good things tonight from both teams.
They certainly have the athletic ability, that's for sure. They've got a lot of bright young talent. The executive producer of Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights is Dean Radler. We'd like to thank our producer Chris Kotfus in the truck, along with Brian Watts, for Chuck Mickett-Tinnick and Jose Garza. Also, Mike Hernandez down on the sidelines. Statistician extraordinaire Mark Kusenberger. Our spotter, intern Derek Machen. I'm Don Harrison. We'll see you next week on Church's Chicken Thursday Night Lights.